And for tonight's video, I'm going to be talking about what I carry in my tech bag as of winter 2022. It has been quite a while since I last made a video like this, so I figured that it would be interesting to bring this back up. So this is going to be everything that I carry with me. So what's in my tech bag? It's not really that much actually in comparison to prior years. So hopefully this will be an interesting video for you, and hopefully you can just get some cool stuff out of it. So let's dive right in.
For more content, do make sure to subscribe to this channel because we upload fairly often and focus on all sorts of tech products. So do make sure to leave us a like and comment any of your thoughts down below while you're at it. It really helps us with the algorithm. And if you want to support us further, then we've actually got a Patreon open, which offers early access to content and special insight to projects that I'm always working on in case that is something that interests you. So links to everything down below.
So first things first, I think that I should go ahead and talk about the actual bag itself. So this bag is actually from Bowpie. I have no idea what the model or what's it called at all. Now this bag is not very expensive, however it is a pretty high quality in my opinion. It does have fake leather, but it is still pretty good and it does look really nice in my opinion. It does look very classy, and what drew me to this bag to begin with, besides the leathery look, is actually just how slim it is. So it is currently jam-packed, I want to say. It's packed up until the very brim, minus one very important pocket, I suppose. But this bag is very slim. It's pretty small, however, can still hold so many things, in my opinion, that are just of value to me. So I really like this bag. I think it's very simple, and it even has a USB cable over here if you wanted to use a portable charger that's inside of the backpack, of course, which I will be talking about pretty soon. But I don't use this feature at all. I just don't think that it's necessary. So, oh well. But yes, this is going to be my Bowpie bag. So now let's go ahead and open it up and check out what's inside of the very main compartment. So first things first, I carry my 12.9-inch 2021 iPad Pro? Yeah, 2021 iPad Pro. So this iPad is a very powerful one. I actually ditched my laptop entirely just so that I could go back and edit all of my videos, or at least whenever I would have to edit videos on the go, I would use this. And I do still use it to this day. However, I have mostly been stationary due to certain restrictions and things of the like. So I haven't been editing on my iPad Pro quite as often. However, I do have a Tech Summit sticker on this case, and I am using the Bridge Pro Plus case for this model. That makes it look like a gigantic MacBook Pro trackpad, and I absolutely love that aspect about it. It is also aluminum. This has been a fantastic device for editing and getting work done on the go, so I can strongly recommend this for just that. And the next thing that I carry is my Nintendo Switch inside of this case, which I don't remember the brand either for this case, but this is a very slim case as well. I got this specifically for that reason, because I don't want a lot of bulkiness in here. However, my Nintendo Switch here, I've actually got my Nintendo Switch OLED, and I've even got some boxy Pixel Joy-Cons for it. Aluminum. I think it looks really nice like this, and quite frankly, I wouldn't have gone for anything much nicer than this. So I will be getting the Steam Deck when that comes out, obviously. I did pre-order it on day one when it first released, or when it was just up for pre-order, I should say. But it doesn't look nearly as slick as the Nintendo Switch OLED. So for now, I'm definitely going to be carrying this guy around, especially since I'm going to be playing so much SMT5 on this, and even Pokemon Diamond still, which I have yet to finish. However, I'm going to be showing off on screen right now what games I carry with me, which are mostly just going to be JRPGs, since that's just my preference. That is just what I tend to carry with me. And the next thing in here is actually going to be another very important piece, and this is for whenever I want to do any kind of filming on the go, and I actually carry my Sony RX100 Mark 7. So if I'm not mistaken, this should be the latest, and it was the latest one as of early 2021. However, now as of early 22, I'm actually not entirely sure. However, this camera is absolutely fantastic. This is a point and shoot that can shoot in 4K at 24 FPS, that has a flip-up screen, and that also has a microphone port, which is very valuable. And I've added in this cold shoe mount, kind of small rig cage to it, like just to add a little bit of grippiness to it so that it's easier to use. Now this one is a really fantastic camera for the size. It's so tiny, yet so powerful, and it is capable of so much. Plus, the battery life on this is actually not so bad. It is going to be pretty good on this camera. So this is going to be one that I recommend if you're looking for this form factor and need that microphone port, as well as having 4K capabilities. Because of this camera, I mean, honestly, even when it comes to the autofocus, it is still one of the best ones out there in my opinion. So yes, the Sony RX100 Mark VII is probably one of my top choices when it comes to point and shoots, at least. And then for audio on the go, I actually tend to use this Movo. This is the VXR10 Pro, and this one is actually a microphone that I got about 2 or 3 years back, I think. And this microphone still does not disappoint to this day. It's got a headphone jack and a microphone in port, of course, so that you can connect it over to your camera, which in this case is going to be the Sony RX100 Mark VII. This microphone still sounds great to me, and it is a fantastic one to carry around. I think that this one is actually much better than the Rode Video Micro, even though it looks pretty similar and it's still cheaper. I think this goes for like about $40 instead of the $60 of that Rode Video Micro. This is a really good microphone, strongly recommend it. And then this right here is just going to be an additional case where I carry a bunch of other Switch games with me that don't fit in my main Switch case, unfortunately. So I do end up carrying these with me because I personally do prefer physical games way more than digital, as convenient as digital games can be. But still, I just think that this is way better, honestly. And I've still got room for plenty of games in here. I didn't want a case that would add a ton of bulk, even though I do still carry my other games with me, but honestly, I think that it's worth the sacrifice, considering that I can put these games just about anywhere. And yeah, I should be showing off some footage of what kinds of games I carry with me. Probably just more JRPGs, as I mentioned earlier, so yeah. And then the last thing that I carry in this compartment is actually going to be this portable charger. I, again, forgot the brand for it. However, I believe that this is around 36,000 milliamp hours, which means that this is a massive battery that can power just about any device in this entire setup, and that's going to include my Switch, my iPad Pro, everything, absolutely everything. This is a very powerful wireless charger as well. It does in fact have a wireless charging pad right on top. I can just place my phone on there and leave it charging if I want to. However, I do actually have 3 USB-A ports, 1 USB-C port, and 1 micro USB port for charging, but the USB-C port can also be used for charging if need be. So this has been a fantastic battery bank, and I can strongly recommend that. I think that it only costs around $40 if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, pretty awesome for what it is. And the next up in the following compartment is pretty much just going to be one container that's going to hold just about everything else that I carry with me, since I actually don't use one of the other ones. And this is going to be my Gridit. This is actually going to hold pretty much everything else that I carry with me, which isn't going to be much else. Honestly, over here I've actually got an 8-bit controller, which is called the N30 Pro. And this controller is very mobile friendly, and it actually works on iOS, which I do appreciate quite a bit. So like, I tend to use it on my iPad Pro whenever I want to game on the go, like if I want to play Genshin Impact or something like that, which isn't often, by the way. But I still carry it around with me because it's so thin. It's just so portable. This controller is incredibly convenient to carry around with me, and I can strongly recommend this, honestly, if you're not looking for anything too competitive, but something that's still pretty nice to game with, I want to say. And like, this actually has kind of like PlayStation Vita style thumbsticks. Even though these are going to be clickable, it does have a pretty nice D-pad, and the face buttons are great, and the triggers are going to be nice and clicky, which is going to be my preference. Not too much of a grip. It's a pretty small controller, but it is still a very nice controller. So yeah, strongly recommend it. And now, I can't exactly strongly recommend this quite yet because I am still testing it, but this is going to be Anbernic RG351MP. So, as you guys might actually know by now, I made a video pretty recently on the Anbernic RG552 because mine had actually broken on me completely before I even had an opportunity to fully test it. So I actually ended up going through the return process with Ambernick after my video went up, which, you know, should say a few things, I ended up getting a replacement at least at the very end. So I decided to continue testing out their products as a result, just in case, and I came across the 351MP. I've tested out the 351P, the 351M, but the 351MP is going to be probably the best one of the bunch if you're looking for this kind of aspect ratio screen, that is. I am still testing this though, so my review on it won't be ready yet, but very soon. So if you are excited for that, do make sure to subscribe, as I don't exactly mince words when it comes to devices like this. I just think that there's a lot to criticize when it comes to the retro handheld market. So yeah, do make sure to subscribe for that, because within the next few days, there should be the full review of this product coming out pretty soon. And now the last two things that I carry with me are going to be this 256 gigabyte SSD from WD. This is going to be a pretty fast drive, and I think that it works just fine for my needs, at least. Like if I had to dump in my video footage on here to edit on my iPad Pro, this is going to be ideal. It's super tiny, super portable, and again, it gets all of my needs. It meets all of them, so I don't really have any issues with it. It's just a pretty fast drive. And then lastly, there's going to be a power brick that's only going to have USB-C on it. I do carry a USB-C cable with me as well, but I'm not going to be showing it because there's not much to say about that, and quite frankly, there isn't much to say about this either. But this is going to be a power brick just in case I don't want to use my battery bank or it's dead, even though that's kind of an oddity, a rarity. But oh well, it can happen, so it doesn't hurt to carry one of these around. And that has been pretty much everything for what I carry in my tech bag with me on a day-to-day basis. It's a super simple setup. It carries everything that I need, and if I need to take anything out for filming, gaming, having some fun, or just getting some work done, I have it all in this super slim form factor. So would I recommend that you got yourself a setup like this? Honestly, probably. I think that it is a pretty efficient setup, and I really like it. But with that said, I'm going to be leaving affiliate links to just about everything down below in the description. Yeah, so do make sure to use any of those links if you are interested in getting yourself any of the stuff that I talked about in this video. Now, I want to give a very special thanks to all of our patrons, beginning with the tier 3s, which are going to be Aaliyah, Omar, and Saado Azal. Seriously, thank you so much for all of your support, because it really does go a very long way. Now on to the rest of the patrons, which you should be seeing right on screen over here, the tier 2s. Again, all of you guys have helped out so much, and we do very much appreciate it a lot over here at Tech Summit. Thank you so much for watching up until the very end. This has been Francisco from Tech Summit, and yeah, like, do make sure to follow me on Twitch, because I do stream on weekends, and also on Instagram, where I do post every now and then. But yeah, until next time, enjoy.